What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and this is going to be the finale of Spec Op 30, at least as far as the task list in recruiting Spitfire. But first, before we begin, I do want to thank Matthew for this somewhat retro-looking graphic. That's pretty cool, man. And also a very special thank you goes out to Agent Seraph One. So let's hear it for him. Now to begin where part number 4 left off, and that was with the final research. So at this point the Charge of the Witches is complete, and that means you're going to get that for your use, hopefully with some other pieces of the Witches set. I myself haven't been that lucky yet. On top of this item you're going to get 1200 XP for your agent, and then it's off to task number 22, Mordo Combat, which is an amazing name. And now you have to use Baron Mordo in combat. If you've already unlocked him, you can use him pretty much anywhere, otherwise you're going to have to use him as a team up in the Umar mini-boss fight. This fight can be found in Mission 3, so that's where we are right now. Now I'm going to be honest with you, this fight took a very long time, and that's because I had no idea she was going to wipe debuffs as often as she does. So ultimately what we're going to have to do is speed this one up dramatically. And that way we can get everything into a reasonable time frame. Oh, and if you're wondering what I was doing with those items, I had to find a way to remove Abyssal Stare. That debuff is so overpowered. My agent wouldn't have stood a chance. Then with those pesky mindless ones down, we're going to very slowly work on the mini-boss. Like I said, this one took us way too long. We brought in the worst possible team, and just pretty much did things in a very inefficient way. So yeah, just do some direct damage hits on her and don't even worry about the debuffs. She wipes them over and over again with that Shield of Ragador. The ability name is 7 Rings of Ragador, and she used it all the time. So yeah, this battle was up to warp speed. Just imagine how long it took in real time. This video is already probably going to go past 10 minutes, and that's with all the speeding up we've done, and we're going to do on future tasks also. But hey, Umar is finally down, and with that, we get credit for task number 22. That's going to mean another 1200 XP for our agent. And now for task 23. Living Legend, Toil and Trouble 23 of 25. Defeat Morgan Le Fay. So yeah, we're the last set of tasks focused on PvP. This one focuses on defeating bosses, which takes equally as long, if not longer. However, for this boss fight, we're going to speed up the first waves, and then we'll go normal speed once we reach the end bosses. So just remember, Morgan Le Fay is the boss of Spec Op 30 Mission 3. She is a normal boss, but she will be accompanied by several mini-bosses. So first there's Malekith, and a few Dark Elves. Then the second wave is going to be against 3 vampires. And the final wave features her and Hela. For this, Spitfire is going to be the team up, and we brought in Blade because he's very close to level 15. But hey, who else is better to go against vampires than Blade? And this video is going to be posted most likely on Halloween, so it's perfect. Now you'll notice on this final wave, Hela does have more HP than Morgan. But with Spitfire going first, we're going to end up using her level 1. Blade procs a high stakes, which does help out. And then we're contemplating using her Sleeping Tiger. Instead though, we're going to go with an attack run, which does perfectly set up Blade. So yeah, besides the problem with these two both being scrappers, they actually could be very nice teammates. Because Spitfire goes first, she can set up bleeding on the entire enemy wave, and then with his Dead by Dawn, you can make sure you get his level 9 ready to use on his very next turn. I always think it's kind of odd and kind of funny that he gains the Quickening. But hey, there can only be one. After Blade, it's going to be Le Fay's turn, and of course our agent's going to protect. So he takes a Mystic Bolt, then he's going to get a preemptive counter with the Grace Note. This takes her HP down quite a notch. But her next move is the Spirits of Tintagel. Or Tintagel? I don't know, but it was spooky. Anyways though, our agent does manage to live, and then on Spitfire's turn, we're going to heal him back up. Or on second thought, scratch that because we used a candy bucket. And maybe we should have just used a healing elixir. Anyways though, we use Sleeping Tiger and it does drop Hella. And now on our agent's turn, we'll just use the Light Fantastic. So yeah, problem solved. Well, I was wrong. Once again. But don't you worry, we can use Bloodlust. And then with our first turn, we'll heal our team. And with our next turn, we'll take down the boss. No more playing around, we're just going to use a straight up old-fashioned healing elixir. And then after that, our team's pretty high on health, so we'll use our high stakes. This will cause hemorrhage and fatal blow, then a relentless rapier is going to finish her off. So another somewhat interesting boss battle in the books. And luckily we get credit for that task, a pretty nice score, and we can move on. This one also rewards us with another 1200 XP, so yay. Now when it comes to task number 24, you have to complete 3 stars of mastery in all Spec Op 30 missions. The good news is this was my first run on mission 3, and as soon as we complete that, we should have 3 stars. Then, after I went back to Mission 2 and ran it one more time, we got it there. So we get credit for number 24, 15,000 silver, and it's off to the final task. As usual, you have to defeat the epic boss of Spec Op 30, and this time it's going to be Dormammu. He appears at the end of Mission 2, but you have to do all threats, and complete all the deploys. In case you don't know, I'll tell you which 3 heroes you're going to need, but first, I wanted to show you this boss roulette for Mission 2. There are 2 very interesting AISO on it, and we end up getting the second one, Hallowed Rounds. So it makes a gun explosion type gain Hallowed Attack. Not extremely useful, but it's still pretty cool. Alright, so after that spin and the dialogue, you should see Coulson pop up, and he's going to say, uh-oh, Dormammu. This is how you know you've now unlocked the epic boss encounter. To do that, like I said, you have to do all the deploys, which includes Angela, Magic, and Black Widow. So I believe that's going to be a 135 CP character, a 200 CP in Magic, and everyone should have Black Widow. If you don't have those 3 or can't get them before the end of this Spec Op, you'll have to pay 30 gold to skip the final task. And I do recommend you do that. You don't want to miss out on Spitfire. I've used her quite a bit throughout this Spec Op with all the team ups, and I'm not disappointed. She's been very fun, and I definitely could see her use in PvP. Typically though, I would tell you to never miss out on a Spec Op character. That's because they're going to be very costly later on, and you'll have to wait a long time as well. So yeah, do what you have to do and get this character. It would be an awesome time to participate in the gold sale, especially with the weapon that they have out. I really hope I can get it, but right now it's not looking very good. Anyways though, for this fight we're going to bring in Iron Patriot, and he's usually a wave clearer, but of course he's going to go at the very end. Honestly, I could have just given him a chrono accelerator and blown this entire enemy team away, but instead we take it slow. Also, on top of the other dialogue, there's going to be a little bit more storyline inside the fight itself, mainly about Umar and how these characters now dislike each other, even though I thought they were BFFs before. That is, before Baron Mordo died. Okay, a lot happened. But still, throwing away a beautiful friendship, guys, come on. That just makes me sad. Alright, well after Dormammu goes, our Baron Mordo is going to use his level 2 Astral Phase. And then once we feel a bit more protected, I'll use a Sinister Summoning on the epic boss. Our agent follows it up and he's almost knocked out already. So what I can tell you is the epic boss is much easier than Umar and Morgan Le Fay. At least for me. We knock him out with an almost 20k hit from the Blade of the Guardian, and that's pretty impressive. So now it's up to Iron Patriot to use his 21 gun salute and take down both of these mindless ones. He's definitely going to pull it off. So that means we've completed the epic boss fight, and with that, Spec Op 30. For all your troubles, you're going to get 1 CP, but most importantly, Spitfire. So we'll go ahead and click OK, check out her recruitment animation and dialogue, and then we're going to wrap this one up. Cutting in here on some recent information. We now have Spitfire and Baron Mordo at level 7, and so we're going to show them in PvP very soon. As far as the dialogue, Agent. Delighted to make your acquaintance. I look forward to working with you in the field. Don't worry, I don't bite much. Alright, so there you have it. Now onto the epic boss roulette. And apparently we won a component, a vial of mystic ingredients. But the blood magic E-ISO 8 is also on this one. It says bleeding increases damage dealt and takes reduced damage from bleeding. Then there's the dark energy A-ISO 8, plus a piece of the witch's set, the fetish of calamity. But of course we knew exactly what we were winning. And in a very rare occasion, I decide to respin. It doesn't work out. So that's it, we're not going to waste any more gold. And I never recommend respinning. As far as the Spec Op, like I said, we're doing very well on leveling our heroes. And so we're going to have an A-Bomb video coming this week, as well as Spitfire and Baron Mordo. Other than that, there's of course a lot going on in the game. And I'm at no shortage of things I want to do. So just make sure you're tuned in, subscribe, please leave a like and comment. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, good luck and take care.